So, what is up, YouTube? This is B-Dog right here. I was asked by one of my friends recently that he wanted me to do a playthrough of this. I don't know who will find this video or who will watch me play this game through, but I'm going to try to do a walkthrough of the game and basically try to find every little hidden room and all the secret items and the best weapon in the game that I can get at some point, but it's going to be a while before that. But he has asked me to do another walkthrough guide, basically, because he moved away a while back, and he's been one of my closest friends since like kindergarten, first grade. And he wanted me to do this walkthrough again. And as you can see, I've played this game a bunch of times, and I've actually got the 200% completion and everything else. And it's about 6 hours long, give or take, maybe more, depending. But there's a few other little secrets I will be going through as I'm playing through this too. Just like the very first fight that you get into, where you're playing as Richter and you fight Dracula. If you beat Dracula without taking 0 damage, you will start off with a boost to your stats, increased health and attack and such like that. So I'm going to hopefully get all this stuff organized and situated the best I can. I'm still learning how to do a lot of the playlist and, editing and all that stuff, which is going to be a process, but this will be one of my first ones. I just recently uploaded a Tomb Raider clip because I am planning on finishing Tomb Raider, but I need to get through this one first. And I really enjoyed playing this game. It's been many, many, many thousands of times I beat this game, but we're going to get right into it. So I hope you enjoy. I hope you stay back there. Make sure you hit the like button, follow, do the subscribe thing, whatever it is on YouTube. I can't remember. I think it's subscribe. Hit the notification bell if you like any of the videos, and I will try to do some other ones that I'm going to be doing here. I'm playing through all the Tomb Raider ones, all the prequels, so we're going to get into it. Now, names, I can do just about any name in here, but one name I usually always play is Alucard, which is the name of the main character you play in this. It is Dracula's son. His mother was a human in this game. So, yeah, he's part human and part vampire. But more or less a vampire because he has the different abilities and transformations and all that stuff. But we're just going to do B-Dog because no matter what you name your character, for one, it's just going to always be Alucard in the game, no matter what name you type. So here we go. This is a very, very old game if you cannot tell. It's one of the Metroidvania style side-scroller platformers that are out recently. The newer one that a couple newer ones that have come out is Metroid Dread on Nintendo Switch. That's a side-scroller platformer, and Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown. But let's just enjoy this cinematic for now. And here we are. It's a very old game, as you can tell, but it's one of the most iconic game series out there. Castlevania's been around for a long time, and this is by far the best Castlevania game in my eyes, in all honesty. Like, I have played this thing for so many times through and through, and I love it every single time. I never get bored of it. There's only a few games that I can say that are like that for me. This is definitely one of them. Cool nifty little trick, that slide move. You can do like a slide attack kick. You see me destroy that vase, and you can do like backflips on here too, as Richter. But this is the Dracula fight, so I'm going to try to commentate and do this the best I can. But I've never tried it before, so we're going to see.
Dracula, die now and leave this world. You'll never belong here.
Oh, but this world invited me. Your own kind called me forth with praise and tribute.
Tribute? You're a thief. You steal men's souls, their freedom.
Freedom is always sacrificed to faith, good hunter. Or are you truly here by choice?
All I'm here for is you. To hell with your heresy! You're nothing but a blight on mankind.
Ha! Mankind. A cesspit of hatred and lies. Fight for them then, and die for their sins!
Alright, so what you want to do is get right up in front of him, and you just kind of flip your chain around like that. He's going to do this fireball attack 3 separate times. So this is the second. And beating him without any damage, like I said, gives you a stat boost. But you can't use any items either. That's why I didn't pick up any of them items. Now you see where he's coming, and then you get as far away from him as you can. You duck and jump over. That's how you avoid that move. Then he goes back to the fireballs. Now he's going to transform, and this is a little bit of a different fight. So when he jumps like that, you want to try to get as far away from him as you can. If he gets you too close to the side of the wall, he will do that. He'll do this fireball attack. You just get as far away from him as you can, go back up, start hitting him. Now, if you get trapped in this corner, he does shoot that one fireball, and it's really high, so you just jump over that first one, you should be all right. I got him locked in this animation. He ain't doing nothing. Smack him in his face. And that's how you beat him without 0 damage. Without taking any damage. Easy. Simple. Took me a few tries my first time.
Count Dracula had risen with the aid of the Dark Priest Shaft to menace humanity once again. The legendary vampire hunter, Richter Belmont, stood against him and at last brought him down. However, 4 years later, on a glaring full moon night, Richter mysteriously vanished. Maria Renard set out to find him, but knew not where to begin. It was then that fate intervened. Castlevania, the Castle of Dracula, rumored to appear once every century, suddenly materialized from the mist, as if to show her the way. Meanwhile, powerful forces struggled for the soul of a man named Alucard. He who had once fought alongside Trevor Belmont against his own immortal father, Count Dracula himself. To purge the world of his own cursed bloodline, Alucard had submerged his vampiric powers and fallen into what was meant to be eternal slumber. But now, he awakens to the cackles of evil and cries of the innocent. The eternal battle of good and evil has come full circle once more. Dracula's castle beckons for you, and no man can say who will emerge victorious.
And here we are. We are now currently Alucard, the main character in this game. Dracula's son. Fun fact, to spell Alucard's name, if you look at it right here in the stats, which I got increased stats because I beat Dracula without taking any damage. But his name spelled backwards spells Dracula. So that's a fun little fact there. All these relics we're going to be getting through as I do this playthrough. All this. There's more to this one than the original Castlevania game, though. I will say that. Reason being, I always like my window color black, but you can change it whatever color you want. But the reason being for this game being out, when it first came out on PlayStation, there was only one fairy familiar, and if you're following this playing on the original PlayStation version, it's going to be different because this is the Rondo of Blood and Symphony of the Night bundle that you can get on PlayStation Store, Microsoft Store, whatever. So the original game's a lot different from this one. This one's different. It took me a minute to figure out where everything is, and I still don't really know exactly where everything is. I will find everything, but there's 2 fairies. There's familiars that you can get to follow you around. Then there's a ghost familiar. It's like a skull and stuff, but he's not in the same place that he is in the original PlayStation game. So if you're following along with this, just keep going and you should be able to find all the familiars and the secrets and whatever else is in there. Now, one cool thing about playing Alucard, aside from his transformations and his weapons, he's a really cool character too. But if you hit down forward and attack, you can do a little teleport attack like that. Now, if you hit up, down, and then slide to the right and hit square, so do a little loop, half, I guess it would be a quarter of a circle, you'll do another spell, which is the Hellfire spell that Dracula was using against us. But there's another way to that too. So if you do that same spell and you hold up, you can actually shoot the energy balls that Dracula was shooting at us. But you have to hold up when you cast a spell instead of just letting it go. There's a few other spells. One of them is Summon Spirit, which is back, forward, up, down, and attack. So that's one of the spells, which we're going to learn all those spells too. There's quite a bit of them. One of my favorites to use is Soul Steal, but let's continue. There's a little secret right there. This plays a crucial role. This certain block, you have to remember this, because you will have to come back here whenever you have the wolf transformation and the bat. What I usually like to do is sit down here, farm up some of these guys for a little while, try to get a little bit stronger for the fights ahead. It doesn't take much to level up. You're only getting 1 XP per kill on these guys, but there's enough of them that you can farm up to level 5, 6, 7, whatever, depending on how long you want to take doing it. And you can use all these fancy spells. Now, another cool spell that they have is when I hit these guys, you see a little red splat. That's the blood. Certain enemies that you hit with a sword or something will spread blood. So if you're hit and you take damage, Like, say I get hit by this guy, right? Alright, now my health's low. There's another spell you can learn, which is called Dark Metamorphosis. Basically, whenever you hit them, that blood will leak onto you, and it'll heal you for 8 per, like, enemy you kill with blood. Or depending on how many hit points they have and stuff, which I'm not exactly sure how many a lot of these things have. But these guys are just one. They die in one hit. They only have 1 hit point. They're really weak. They're easy to farm up, and it'll get you a level boost to get a little bit ahead of the game. And you can't go into water without a certain relic. So if I go into this water, or if I get knocked into that water, my health will start draining real fast. You have to get a certain relic to prevent you from taking damage in the water. And we'll get that in the underground caverns when we get to that point. But I'll show the spell. It's kind of hard to explain, but you want to kind of start from like facing whatever direction you're facing. So if I'm facing left, I want to start from the left and slide up and around the top and try to go to the back as I'm backing up like that. But I'll show you the spell on there, and you can kind of get an idea. If you played any like Street Fighter games, you'll know how to do it. But we are going to get Dark Metamorphosis going here, so we can heal, and I can show you what that does. And then you'll get this little red glow. Now every time I hit enemies, that 8 is healing me 8 health per enemy I kill, or whatever blood I absorb. So this is another quick way that you can heal if you don't want to use all your food and everything else that you have at your disposal through this game. But we're level 6, so we'll get 1 more level and then we will head out. I should be fine at level 7. There is a couple enemies up ahead that are a little strong for me right now, but I know easy ways to get rid of them. And a few of them actually involve using some of these spells that I've learned. But you're thinking, yeah, you got all these items, you know, this sword and everything, and people that's played this game before, you already know what's about to happen. But for those of you that don't know what's going to happen, we're just going to let you see, and you'll understand why I'm farming up and trying to get my level up higher. One more level. Come on. Come on. Okay. We're just going to go. I don't want to waste too much time down here, but you can sit there and farm up to level 10 if you have the patience to do it. But I'm trying to get going here so we can see a little bit more of this. All these things literally die in 1 hit with your weapons, your current weapons. They don't hurt too bad, and right here's a hidden secret too. If you knock this little rock out, you get a turkey, which is another healing item. But
Alucard, what is your business here?
I've come to put an end to this.
Ever the insolent boy. But there will be no games here. If you will not behave, be gone.
I will do neither. Step aside, old man.
Such arrogance. Very well. But I shall see you very soon.
he took all of our items from us, so now we're just using our fist. All of our items are gone. We don't have any weapons at all. Just our fist. There is a way to glitch this once you beat the game. You gotta type in a lot of different random characters that I cannot remember exactly, but basically it makes you weak. You take your dragon helmet off, you jump over all the wargs, and right before that room, you let the warg gets right by the door, hit you, and he'll send you flying through the room, and you'll end up in this room here. And you'll be able to keep your swords and stuff and make the castle a little bit easier. I missed that jump. Dang it. So I'm still new at commentating this while I'm playing, so just excuse any mistakes that I do. There we go. Now you could get this later on because you got to come back through here anyway. Whenever you get your bat form and stuff and go through all those other areas that we've seen over there, which I didn't point out, but we're going to go back there, so you'll see them eventually. And we got a weapon. We'll helmet out there too. I believe that is the Royal Chapel through that way, I believe. I could be wrong, but I don't think I am. And we got another weapon. And these are the save rooms, which are pretty cool. Like they put you in a coffin and you just kind of save your game that way. So you might want to be using those because they instantly heal you to full health and restore all your magic instantly. If you're running low on health or whatever. And we get our first relic. Now, before you see me destroying all these candles and I wasn't getting nothing from them. But now that we got that relic, which is the Cube of Zoe, causes items to materialize. So now every candle that we destroy will drop an item for us. Whether it be money, hearts, whatever. And to do this little backsliding thing that I'm doing, you just basically face the opposite direction and press triangle or Y, depending if you're on PlayStation or Xbox. We could jump over that and get that, but we're going to do it the easier way. Some of these enemies you can't kill, like that blood skeleton right there. But now we got some armor, so we ain't going to be taking 4 damage from these weaker enemies. Now, I don't use a red rust because, obviously, it's a rusty two-handed sword, and it's slower in attack, and it also has less damage, so I keep the short sword for right now. Now there is another secret through here. So you can come around this way, or you can land right here by them and just jump right over the spikes. You can get this way either way, but we're going back here. But I just wanted to grab this leather shield for the first boss up ahead that we have to fight, which is an easy one. But this guy, basically, you want to wait till he gets on that little point there, that plate, and hit him. And then he's going to come back up. So you jump and then jump again. Now, that's a little quicker way to get to this secret a little bit earlier, which gives you this dagger. But we will come back this way eventually, so you will see how to get here the original way if you cannot do it that way. Because it does take some practice and timing. But if you're quick enough at it, you can get up there easily.